the edge of a serene, glassy lake, lie the bodies of 4 fallen men. These are the most legendary warriors of their age: Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva. Despite their martial reputation, they lie dead on the shoreline without a single visible wound or a drop of spilled blood. Swords capable of breaking armies and armor forged by gods offered no protection here. Their physical strength and royal bloodlines proved useless against the force guarding this water. Then Yudhishthira, the eldest brother, arrives entirely alone. He steps cautiously onto the misty bank with his weapons sheathed, his solitary frame dwarfed by the massive trees and the bodies of his kin. A disembodied voice, the invisible spirit of the lake known as the Yaksha, issues an ultimatum. Yudhishthira must answer its riddles or join his brothers in death. This creates a survival scenario where physical combat is impossible. To save himself, he must rely entirely on intellectual humility and the clarity of his own mind. The Yaksha's interrogation follows this specific structure, ascending a ladder of complexity that begins here, with cosmological laws. The spirit demands to know what force makes the sun shine and what fundamental laws govern the rotation of the universe. Yudhishthira answers calmly, identifying divine truth as the light of the sun and the eternal laws of nature as the anchor for the cosmos. As the interrogation moves to the second tier, the focus shifts from the mechanics of the stars to the rules of dharma, or right conduct. The Yaksha asks what is heavier than the earth, what is taller than the sky, and what is faster than the wind. Yudhishthira responds that a mother's love is heavier than the earth, a father's station is taller than the sky, and the human mind moves faster than the wind. These answers show that he views human relationships and psychology as tangible forces, recognizing that a mother's sacrifice or the speed of a thought carries more weight and velocity than physical objects. Now we reach the apex of the pyramid. The lower tiers vanish, leaving only the most difficult existential questions. The Yaksha tests him further, demanding a definition for the true nature of happiness. Yudhishthira argues that happiness is not the acquisition of wealth, but the result of overcoming desire and living without the burden of debt. Then the spirit delivers the final riddle. What is the greatest wonder in the world? Yudhishthira replies, "Every day men see death claim those around them, yet they live as if they themselves will never die." This answer identifies a specific contradiction in the human condition, our ability to witness the end of life daily while maintaining a personal sense of permanence. By identifying this illusion of permanence, Yudhishthira passes the test. He succeeded because he looked directly at the reality of mortality, whereas his brothers relied on the temporary illusion of their own power. The tension breaks. Satisfied with the answers, the spirit ceases its threats and the danger at the lake evaporates. The Yaksha reveals his true identity. He is Yama, the lord of death and justice, who had taken the form of a spirit to test his son's wisdom. Because Yudhishthira chose composure over rage and dialogue over force, Yama restores the lives of all 4 brothers. The mechanics of this ancient story mirror the high-stakes decisions we face today. When traditional strengths, like social status or physical capability, fail to solve a crisis, the resolution depends on an entirely different set of skills. The exchange suggests that influence and authority do not originate from the capacity for aggression, but from the ability to process information and maintain moral clarity under pressure. In the end, Yudhishthira survived not by fighting the lake's guardian, but by possessing the patience to understand it. He demonstrates that clarity and intellectual humility can resolve conflicts where even the strongest warriors fail.